Hi, Thor.
Hey Leslie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. How about here?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, good. Was just looking up the date of our next meeting.
When is it?
End of April. I think it's the 20. I've got to look it up so I don't say it wrong. 25th.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's a Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
Has anything come in for that one?
Um, Nothing yet that is ready for. We do have a bunch of plans, but nothing yet ready to be moved along.
Hey John.
Oh, hi, Thor. Hey, Leslie. How are you?
Good. How are you, John?
Oh, beautiful day.
I hope you didn't have any site visits scheduled.
No, just in the sweatshop today.
Did you have a nice time down south, John?
I did, yeah. I still trying to figure out why I came back, but
Where'd you go?
I went down to Florida,
Yeah, for how long?
sunny Florida. Went down for a few weeks and came back and then went down for a few more. So
That's great. Good for
yeah.
you. Have you done that in years past for,
Yeah,
but good
yeah.
for you.
Just, we rent a place down there and just try to get out of the doldrums here.
Yeah. Well, that's good to do that when you can. So that's smart. John, do you want to be the one to share your screen? I can
That's
do
fine.
mine.
Yeah, I have the plan all queued up. If you want to do that, just if you not
Make you a
sure,
co-host.
you're controlling the meeting, right, Leslie? So if you just hand it over, I can just pull up my screen and show the plan.
I did just make you a co-host, so when you're ready,
Okay.
you can share your screen. Where in Florida do you go?
Jupiter?
Jupiter.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
east side.
On the east side?
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, Marco. Hi,
Hi,
Dominique.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, wonderful.
So, Thor, the reason that we can meet with just two septic subcommittee members is because the only variance is a local variance and a treatment device is proposed.
Yep.
So the subcommittee can grant it without it needing a quorum of the Board of Health.
Okay. Sounds all
And
right to me.
cool. And we have that. Fred's not here. He hasn't said he's not coming, but I don't know if you want to wait for him or not.
No, I mean, he didn't say if he was coming or not, and Dave's not coming, correct?
Dave's not coming. Fred said he was coming, so I suppose we should give him some time.
Yeah, maybe just a couple more minutes. Um, hey Dominique, hey Marco.
How you doing?
Thor, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, Marco.
if I disappear for a second, I'm trying to switch to my laptop. So I will be back if I can't get it on there.
Terrific.
Surprised me with an update.
Yeah, I got that one too, Marco. That's on the other line. Hold on one second. Hello, this is Dominique Hurley. I'll do that. Thank you. No problem, Fred. Leslie,
Yeah,
Fred says he has the wrong ID to get into the Zoom, and he's asking you to send him the Zoom link one more time.
okay, so I will send him.
Do you want me to call him back and just give him this web ID? I'm happy to do that legwork for you if you want to tell me the info, since you're already screen sharing and all.
So
I received an email from your office. If you just want to forward that to Fred again, I don't know if you have his email. I may have his number.
the problem is I don't have the link that he got. So I have to send him the agenda, which I can do. I just have to email him the agenda.
It comes from Danielle.
Barbie, yeah. You on it, Leslie, or do you want me to just kind of take a snip of the agenda now and send it to him?
Yeah, he needs the agenda because I don't have the link that Danielle sent him because it's specific to him.
Okay,
If you can do that, that would be great. Thank you, Dominique.
Maurice. Actually, why don't I just go out and have Danielle resend it to him? Then he has his proper link. 1 minute.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
So the email has been sent and he should be joining us in a moment.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
I'm sharing my screen. Are you guys seeing just the agenda from?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
Yep.
all we're seeing.
thank you.
Do you want me to pull up the plan, Leslie, if you share, or do you want to get Fred?
Well, first we want to approve our minutes from February. and
Okay, yep.
Yeah,
Should we just start with that and just wait for Fred, or just, he is coming, or,
Yes, he is coming.
okay. All right, I guess I'll,
He's an advisor, right? He's not a voting member on the minutes
Yeah.
anyway, right?
correct.
Well, then from a point of order standpoint, we can probably start, Leslie.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
start, okay. It's 4:10, so we'll call the Thursday, April 4th, 2024 Septic Review Subcommittee meeting to order. As the recent amendments to public meeting law allows, the Septic Subcommittee will hold this meeting remotely. Adequate alternative access to the meeting is provided through the Zoom link or phone numbers below on the agenda. First up on the agenda is the approval of minutes of February 22, 2024. I would motion, yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Second. And we have to do roll call, is that right?
yes.
So Thor, yes? Is that how we do it?
Mhm.
Marco, yes.
All
Great,
right.
that's approved. The only other thing we missed at the start was we are supposed to identify each
Introduce.
of the board members by name so that that can get in the minutes.
Okay. We'll do that now then, I suppose. So Thor Akerley, Board of Health member.
Marco Palazzolo, Board of Health member.
Thank you very much. So John, we're ready for you now.
Okay, do you, are you able to share the screen?
Let me see, I will stop sharing and then maybe it'll allow you.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Leslie, you don't see Fred trying to get in or anything, do you?
Let's try that again. I'll take a look.
It says he's an attendee on the participants
Okay,
side, but he may be.
And,
I don't know.
I'll make him a,
Yeah, perfect. Panelist.
I lost the view of him when the screen sharing happened, so I need to find him again.
John, would you mind stop screen sharing for 1 minute, please?
Sure.
Here we go, participants. I found them. Here he is. Okay. Wonderful.
And Fred's on mute.
Here he is. He's a panelist now.
Fred, can you hear us? He's on mute.
Okay, there he is.
There?
Fred, you're on mute. Yeah, perfect.
Yes,
Thanks,
Good.
Fred.
you are
Sorry to
seen
slow
and heard.
everybody down.
All right, John, feel free to go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Fred.
Oh, hey, sorry to slow everybody down.
No worries. For the record, John Judd, engineer with Gateway Consultants representing the applicant for this property at 6 Rouse Road. This is a replacement system for the existing dwelling. And I'll toggle out a little bit here. I was just going to show some details there, but this is a property out on Eastern Point Boulevard, well, beyond Eastern Point Boulevard, out on over between the lighthouse and Niles Pond area. It's an existing house that has a failed septic system. They're doing improvements to the house and they would like to upgrade the system. No more bedrooms that are there now. It's a 5-bedroom system designed, and we have some assorted local upgrade variances that are requested, 5 of which are noted on the plan. And I can go through those quickly. One of which is we conducted 1 test pit. You can see in this location here. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor. That's test pit 1. We didn't go on the other side in the system because that's where the existing components are, and we didn't want to compromise the existing system. We did do another test pit over here, but that is outside of the system. So the Title V requires that 2 test pits be done or otherwise ask for that local upgrade. The other is a less than 20 foot to the existing foundation. We're proposing 14 feet here between the leach field at the closest point and the foundation. This is a crawl space foundation, and we do have an impervious barrier around this to prevent any potential migration of effluent into the crawl space. The third request is for the pump chamber inverts to be within 12 inches of the groundwater, as well as the tank inverts to be within 12 inches of the groundwater. And that's to allow for gravity flow from the house into the tank and then into the pump chamber and then back up to the field. We are proposing watertight joints for both of these tanks, and that will all be tested during subsequent to backfill. Fourth waiver request is a less than 10 feet between the leaching facility and an existing stormwater drain. It's a 4-inch drain that comes from the house. It's basically a foundation drain that comes in a surface drain that comes from a trench drain in the driveway, 4-inch pipe that goes into an existing catch basin. And this is all a solid pipe that comes down here, goes into a 6-inch pipe, and it discharges over here on the surface. So that is pre-existing, and again, that's outside of the impervious barrier that surrounds the new leach field. And again, this leach field is quite a bit higher than what's there now. The existing trenches are saturated in the groundwater, and there's no treatment. The last waiver is a pretty standard in Gloucester on these coastal properties. It's 200 feet. The entire site was within 200 feet of this coastal bank right here, as shown here. This is all exposed ledge out here on shoreline. So the top of the coastal bank is here along the edge of the grass. The 100-foot offset to the coastal bank is here, and then the 200-foot would be offsite over here. So we're looking for that local, that's from the local ordinance. Your local ordinance requires a 200-foot setback for new construction or sanitary waste system leach fields. So that's it. A little bit about the system. It's built, all we can do. We have advanced treatment, 3-compartment tank here. Advanced treatment goes into a pump chamber here, and it goes into a pressure distribution leach field. So we're getting excellent distribution over a large area, and we have the offset to groundwater allowed by this advanced treatment device. And that's a brief description. I can answer any questions that you might have.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a really tough site. You know, I don't envy you on this. I'm sure the homeowners weren't too excited about having to do this, but yeah, I don't have any questions about the system. I think you did the best you could, and my only general concern, I guess, is, you know, runoff appears to flow right towards the system from Rouse Road, but, you know, with all that ledge there, there's really not much you can do combat that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could grade some of if you're doing some grading in the driveway, maybe try to encourage runoff to go towards the side of the house. But, you know, even in that, the easterly side of the house, but even in that situation, it's still
Yeah,
be
so
quite a lot of water.
Yeah, so what happens now, Thor, if I could, everything comes, as you say, sort of makes its way down, whatever it doesn't go down Rouse Road in this direction, it comes down the
Right.
driveway.
Exactly.
They put in this trench drain here, and that sort of collects that as well as any surface runoff into this small catch basin here. And then that gets routed around over here. I suspect that's why they put in a crawl space here due to the shallow ledge and water table issues.
Makes sense. Fred or Marco, do you have any questions or comments?
No, it seems reasonable.
Yep. No, I agree with you, Thor. They've done the best they can.
All right. And Leslie, I saw your notes, and it seems like you're in agreement. So if someone wants to make a motion,
I motion to accept the, what is the address here? Sorry,
6 Rouse.
6 Rouse Road, septic upgrade.
second. All in favor?
Marco, yes.
Thor, yes.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate you getting together on Zoom on this project. It really helps out the homeowner.
Thanks, John. No problem.
All right, have a good weekend.
You do.
All right, take care.
All right. So next on the agenda is the sanitarian report.
And I actually didn't have time to generate my typical extensive list of things to discuss for this meeting. Yeah, unless I think we could move on to concerns of the board if there are any. Fred, did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I could, please. At the last meeting, the minutes were approved for 19 Cole Avenue subdivision. And in reading them, I noticed that the vote was to accept their petition to withdraw the plans without prejudice. To me, that implies that there's something that the petitioner can do to improve their chances of their plan being approved. And it implies that there's something technologically, to me, it implies that there's something technologically missing in the plan, and that if they take it away and work on it and bring it back, that they are likely to get approval. But what concerns me is that the reason this was withdrawn is because this building was to be in watershed. And that this really, their septic plan was superb. The effort they put into that, in my estimation, was extraordinary. The problem was where they wanted to build this, and that we lessen the impact to the public at large, saying that somehow the petitioner can come back and be successful at building in a watershed. And with the controversy going around in Gloucester now, with this state law that is being cities and towns are asked to comply with, that we have an opportunity to make a firm statement in a non-controversial way, affirming our belief that there shall be no building, period, in our watershed. No further building. There are some buildings that exist in the watershed, but no further new building, no construction in our watershed, period. And that we're making this statement to take our watershed property off the charts of possibly buildable land. So it's a question of whether the board wants to take this opportunity to refine that point or not. I'm just offering that as an option. The way you go about it is that it was a unanimous vote, so any member of the board can bring. It has to be a person who votes in favor of the petition to ask for an order to reconsider. And if the board approves that request to reconsider, then the vote is put before the board, and with an amendment to the initial decision would be to grant approval and just not mention the issue of prejudice, which implies that there therefore is prejudice, that this cannot be revisited. Tora suggested that perhaps you want to bounce this through legal first, and I'd be fine with that. But that's my reasoning why bringing the objection or the consideration, ask for consideration, because of an opportunity to make a point to the rest of the city.
Yeah, I don't know what the legal, because I've seen that come up a lot, Fred.
I've done that several times, but over a long period of time.
Yeah, and I will add too that the reason they withdrew is because they had stormwater management structures and sewer. It wasn't on septic, it was proposed to be sewered.
Okay.
But you can't have stormwater management structures or sewer in a zone 2 period. So that's 400 feet from the surface water supply, which from what I saw is the entire property. I don't see how they could ever permit anything here unless the state regulations change.
Right.
And
they're putting a foot in the door by having the acceptance of their request. They were specific when they said without prejudice. They did that for a reason. And I'm sorry, I had the details wrong in my head as far as the system that they were suggesting, but it's still the idea we're missing an opportunity to make a clear point to the rest of the city that no matter what, nobody builds in watershed. Your decision, not mine.
yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to bounce it off Suzanne Egan and see what she says. But I think it's mostly to give them the ability, like, they have the right to file something, and I think it's really just a point to not have a past, a project influence, our opinion of a future project.
Right.
I think, to look at it separately, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, having it go through without prejudice implies that there's something they can do in order to be able to be there.
Yeah.
Leslie, Thor, can I address you guys? Another protocol here. Yes?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Leslie, I believe that we did run that by Suzanne Egan, right? And she confirmed that there was no concern that language specifically, Fred.
I remember I wrote to her and then I forwarded my email to Thor and Joe with follow-up questions, and I got responses from Thor and Joe basically saying they didn't think that without prejudice was something to be worried about. And so I got relief. I felt like, okay, so I don't need to worry about it. And I may have then written to Suzanne and said, don't worry about this question. I may have taken her off the case before she had a chance to answer, just because I didn't want to burden her.
I
That's my
see.
recollection. Because I couldn't find a response from her, and I
see.
think I may have done that. But I can try again if that's what folks would like.
I've said my bit. I don't need to push it or need to push it further. But I am drawing on my memory of the purpose of people asking for a decision without prejudice. You notice doesn't happen very often that someone would ask it that way. And it is a lawyer's job to put a foot in the door on behalf of the client. So I recognize what it is that they've done. I guess it's all. This project is never likely to come back to us. I'm just saying we're missing an opportunity to make a public statement. I said in the earlier discussions on this once that I encouraged the petitioner to cease and desist and stop spending time and money on this project because he was building in the watershed. And he barked back at me, if you'll remember. But the end result still was that it was withdrawn because they were in the watershed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they can do anything there.
Right. And they spent a lot of time and effort on that, on the presumption that somehow they would get an approval.
Well, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, for all we know, the engineer made them aware of it and they knew it was a risk that, it could come up, and the property owner risked it. You risked it, we don't know.
Yeah. I remember the first chairman when I first came on the board, somebody came in with a proposal and he just looked up and said, no. And then we went on to the next item. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea to ask Suzanne, like, if in the future, as well, like, what does it mean? Like, when we say without prejudice, does it imply something that we're not aware of?
Yeah, I looked it up.
I don't know.
I looked it up in a law journal. That's what concerned me, because I thought I remembered that it was done there for a reason. It was done there for a reason. Well, I won't believe it.
Yeah.
So, Thor, do you want me to ask Suzanne specifically about this case and reopening this case, or just in general about without prejudice? Or use this as an example of why I'm talking to her?
I mean, I guess just for now, we could ask her as a general what it means, or
Yeah.
are we, and then if, we could talk about it again at another subcommittee hearing.
Yeah.
If we all, when we have everyone.
And I'm thinking, but Fred, you may have already answered this question when you said that one of the members who voted on it has the ability to reopen it in the future. Is that what you had said?
Yes. Yeah, there may be some time, a window period of opportunity. I don't remember that.
Okay. Maybe I should ask Suzanne about that piece as well, just
Yeah.
so we're clear.
Right.
Okay. Window of opportunity.
Right.
City council, when they approve things and they don't want any question about the certainty of their vote, often will ask for a vote of reconsideration at that very same meeting to give everybody a chance to reiterate the vote they just gave. And it makes it impossible then for it to have it removed. It's a procedural behavior.
Vote of reconsideration?
That's how you get the ability to confirm or affirm how the vote went, or make a change.
Okay. Of reconsideration. That's great. I will ask her about this.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
That's right, they
Right.
were on sewer, yes.
Yep. Are there any other concerns from anyone on the board or Dominique or Leslie or?
For me,
All right. I guess we have upcoming meeting dates. I know Leslie, you mentioned April 25th.
April 25th, a Thursday at 4 o'clock at the Harbor Masters and also on Zoom at our regular 4 PM.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. All right. I will motion to adjourn.
I second.
So moved.
Thank you for giving me a chance to air that, Thor. Appreciate that.
Of course, Fred. All
I'm
right.
sorry, did you say the 25th or the 25th, right? For the next one?
25th is a Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that work for you, Marco?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you said the 26th or the 25th. I'm sorry.
Pretty sure it's the
4 o'clock.
25th is the Thursday.
We have another meeting next week, don't we? Board of Health?
Board of Health, yes.
Okay.
11th.
Okay.
Thank you all for convening so quickly to help
No
out
problem.
this applicant. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
All right. See you all.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.